Hey, hi, welcome back to Digit.in. My name is Vignesh, and here I have with me today the Samsung Galaxy S10. Now, you may have seen the bigger brother of this smartphone, the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus, reviewed before. But here we have it. This is the slightly smaller Galaxy S10. Let's see how it did in our review, shall we? Alright then, let's start with the build and design of the new Samsung flagship. The Samsung Galaxy S9 from last year used glass in its construction, and the Galaxy S10 is no different. The Galaxy S10 uses Corning's Gorilla Glass 6 on the front face and Gorilla Glass 5 on the rear panel. The sides get a polished metal frame for rigidity and to hold the front and back panels together. The result is a pretty sleek looking handheld device with oodles of curves around the edges and two smooth, shiny, flat surfaces. Even without the bundled TPU case on, the Galaxy S10 feels grippy enough in the hands. At least it doesn't threaten to slide off your fingers every time you pick it up. The Galaxy S10 comes with a 3.5mm audio jack and a USB Type-C port for charging and data transfer, leaving enough space on the bottom side for a single grill loudspeaker. The right side of the phone houses just the power button, while the left side is home to the volume rocker and a dedicated button for Bixby, Samsung's proprietary virtual assistant. Luckily, the Bixby button can be reprogrammed to fire up third-party apps like Facebook and Instagram. The top side of the phone houses the SIM card/micro SD card tray and the secondary microphone. I can't say I'm behind Samsung on its decision to place the volume rocker on the upper area of the left side of the phone. I found myself accidentally pressing the volume keys whenever I played landscape-oriented games like Asphalt and PUBG Mobile on the review unit. The same thing happened while watching YouTube, but less frequently. Seasoned Samsung smartphone users may not find this a big issue, but I felt it was worth pointing out nonetheless. In summary, the Samsung Galaxy S10 looks and feels like a flagship smartphone. What's more, it's IP68 rated for dust and water resistance. Its glass construction and overall curvy design make you feel you're holding the right sort of mobile phone in a meeting or at an airport. Users who prefer one-handed use of their smartphones will appreciate the Galaxy S10's size. I was able to use the Galaxy S10 in one hand comfortably while browsing and typing. Let's move on to the display and audio. The display on the Samsung Galaxy S10 is a noticeable step up from that on its predecessor, the Galaxy S9. It has a 6.1-inch Infinity O dynamic AMOLED display. Infinity O is Samsung's way of referring to that black mole you see on the upper right corner of the display. It houses a single selfie camera. The resolution is Quad HD+, and the aspect ratio is an industry standard 19:9. What's more, it's HDR10+ certified, so it's capable of reading the video clip's per frame metadata. The pixel density of the display is around 550 pixels per inch, which is no doubt healthy. Users will appreciate the phone's ability to switch to two more lower resolution options for better battery conservation. The phone's software also lets the user change display modes and adjust color temperature. Real-world experience of the Galaxy S10's Infinity O display is without a doubt top class. Colors appear naturally rich and the brightness of the display ranges from 3 to 556 nits. Some apps and games like YouTube and Asphalt draw right over the selfie camera on the upper right corner without any problems to fit the entire screen, while others like Amazon Prime Video and Ace Force don't use the area above the selfie camera. The presence of a black round mole in one corner of the screen can be unsettling while watching something bright and crisp in full screen, but it's nothing one can't get used to. In summary, the Galaxy S10's display is supremely bright, colorful, and a treat to look at, whether you're using the phone for casual browsing or playing a rich HDR10+ enabled video. The single side-firing loudspeaker on the Galaxy S10 is crisp and loud for both calls and music. Let's dive right into performance next. Like its older Plus brother, the Samsung Galaxy S10 comes with Samsung's Exynos 9820 chipset that's built on an 8nm process. Real-world performance of the Samsung Galaxy is excellent. Running several apps and downloads simultaneously doesn't seem to upset the phone's performance one bit. On the review unit, I was comfortably downloading Asphalt 9 on the Play Store while PUBG Mobile was updating itself internally. At the same time, I was able to switch to a tab-filled Chrome browser to check news. Opening YouTube to play a quick video midway didn't seem to upset the phone either. Cycling through heavy apps like this didn't result in so much as a stutter in the UI's animation. In summary, the Samsung Galaxy S10 performs the way a flagship smartphone should. It runs multiple heavy apps simultaneously without any signs of sweat or delay. Gaming performance on the Galaxy S10 seems right up there too. On the review unit, I played Asphalt 9 and PUBG Mobile while the run was being recorded on Game Bench without any hassles. The frame rate remained locked at 30 frames per second for the most part, dipping to 28 or even 27 during some action sequences. While playing the two games, Game Bench recorded a median frame rate of 28 frames per second on Asphalt 9 and 29 frames per second on PUBG Mobile. In comparison, the Galaxy S10 Plus scored a perfect 30 frames per second on both games. Despite the drop in score, it's hard to call the Galaxy S10 a bad gaming device, as I noticed no visible stutters or lags in the review unit. Let's take a look at that ultrasonic fingerprint scanner under the display. The Samsung Galaxy S10 ditches the traditional fingerprint scanner on the rear panel for an in-display ultrasonic fingerprint scanner. On the review unit, this fingerprint scanner took almost a whole second to scan and authenticate my finger data before unlocking the screen. Even when my finger was placed directly over the fingerprint icon on the display, the scanner failed to recognize me at times. On an average though, I found the fingerprint scanner successful in matching 6 times out of 10. The face unlock mechanism on the Samsung Galaxy S10 is quick and efficient. As long as it's used in a well-lit room with the phone held directly in front of the face unlock feature takes less than a second to open the phone up. The two unlock methods can be used with Samsung Pay and other apps that support it. Let's take a look at the camera. On the back, the Samsung Galaxy S10 shares its triple camera setup with the bigger Galaxy S10 Plus. The first camera is a 16 megapixel ultra-wide sensor with an f2.2 aperture with fixed focus and no optical image stabilization. The second and primary camera is a 12 megapixel sensor with a dual aperture of f1.5 and f2.4 and a 26mm field of view. The third camera is a telephoto sensor with an aperture of f2.4. It has optical image stabilization and phase detection autofocus. The difference is only in the front camera. While the Galaxy S10 Plus gets 2 front-facing cameras, one for photos and one for collecting depth information, the Galaxy S10 gets only one. I found the photos taken through the primary camera to be rich in colors and sharpness with just a hint of noise setting in as the background light grew dim. It was the same case with the telephoto camera. The wide-angle camera, however, displayed a considerable amount of barrel distortion, leaving some photos with an unintended fisheye effect. The photos through the selfie shooter appeared fine, but a little less colorful than the ones taken through the rear. The Galaxy's camera was eager to beautify faces even when the beauty level was set to minimum. In summary then, the Samsung Galaxy S10's camera is ideal for most conditions, even though low light conditions invite a noticeable amount of pixelation and noise in the photos. Let's take a look at the battery. Samsung may have narrowed the gap between the Plus and the non-Plus Galaxy S smartphone with the Galaxy S10 and the S10 Plus on a lot of counts, but the battery department isn't one of them. While the Galaxy S10 Plus comes with a 4100 mAh battery, the Galaxy S10 settles for a much smaller 3400 mAh unit. Luckily, it retains the same features like wireless charging and reverse wireless charging. Our review unit scored 442 minutes on our standard battery benchmark test. In comparison, the Galaxy S10 scored 680 minutes on the same test. The difference reduced in our continuous video loop test and GPS navigation test though. With the screen brightness mostly set to 60%, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth enabled, I used the Galaxy S10 review unit for about an hour of gaming, that's PUBG Mobile and Asphalt 9, a couple of hours of browsing, and an hour of video playback on YouTube. From around 100, I saw the battery drop to 40% by the end of the day. If you're a medium to heavy user of your phone, you can expect the Samsung Galaxy S10 to last you a little over a day on a single charge. Juicing the handset back up to 100% takes up to 90 minutes, which really is quite normal. All things considered, I think the Samsung Galaxy S10 is a really good phone considering its price and considering the fact that it ticks most of the check boxes in anyone looking for a flagship smartphone. That's it then. I hope you liked the review of this phone. If you did, hit the like button below. I will see you in the next video. Bye.